Other interesting political news, you have California introducing a bill, SB1414, to make it a felony to purchase a child, again, for have ears out, earmuffs on if you have kids listening to this segment of the show. They want to make it a felony to purchase a child for sex, but bill is being opposed by some folks in the LGBT community. Again, not all, some. Now, this is brought to us thanks to Libs of TikTok on X Twitter. She says, quote, LGBTQ activists speak out against SB1414, a California bill which would make it a felony to purchase children for sex. They claim it would affect LGBT people more. When they tell us who they are, believe them, unquote. And I usually say their voices are infinitely better than mine. This might be a coin flip, so to say. But say, what is this? This is the video from the California State Assembly. And it's only about 3 minutes long. Oh, what that kind of malarkey? As Biden would say, what kind of malarkey is this? There's a gentleman at the table on the speaking panel who's wearing a striped t-shirt. Ridiculous. Again, if you're going to these types of events, at least, as all men should, suit up, obviously. But fashion faux pas aside, go ahead and I'll play this.
We believe that SB 1414 takes an overly punitive approach that fails to address the root causes of these issues and will not effectively stop sexual violence. We are particularly concerned that the harsher penalties proposed in this bill will disproportionately impact marginalized communities, especially members of the LGBTQ community, who already suffer from systematic biases within the criminal justice system, particularly when it comes to sexually based offenses. Studies have shown that LGBTQ people, particularly gay and transgendered individuals, are more likely to be charged with sex offenses compared to their heterosexual counterparts.
That's fascinating that she's saying that part out loud.
For instance, LGBTQ individuals are 9 times more likely to be charged with sodomy. Measures like SB 1414 lead to higher rates of incarceration, longer sentences, and increased difficulties in finding housing and employment.
Today, EBC must strongly oppose Senate Bill 1414 for the reasons I will state.
Oh, I wonder if this video getting taken down off the YouTube. Apparently I misgendered this individual because I guess that boy in the striped t-shirt is actually a girl. The voice sounds like it. The hair obviously is of a man. Let me know, do you think this sounds like a guy or a girl?
We stand against any punitive measure that perpetuates systemic injustices, and we emphasize instead the need for community-based solutions. We strongly support investments in victim services and programs to provide housing and other alternatives to help people escape trafficking. We are concerned that the harsher...
Which, again, I think everyone agrees victims should be supported. And yet there's... but their main focus is, this is too harsh for the bad guys.
Penalties contained in this bill will disproportionately impact marginalized communities, particularly Black and brown individuals who already bear the brunt of systemic biases within our criminal justice system. Under current California law, defendants could face years or even decades in prison for sexual violence committed against a minor.
So this person's complaining about that? If anything, again, legally speaking, I think the judges should have the option, if the person is convicted with enough evidence that they harmed a child, why don't you have an option for the death penalty? Now, you have some sane states like Tennessee that recently passed a law that doesn't force the judge, but it gives them the option to ascribe or assign that level of justice for the most evil, mentally vacuous, morally vacuous people on the planet, the people who abuse children. Sorry to interrupt, I'll rewind it by a second or two so you can hear what he has to say.
In prison for sexual violence committed against a minor, not just 6 months in jail as Senator Grove and prosecutors have previously claimed. Furthermore, the approach outlined in SB 1414 diverts resources from vital programs and services aimed at supporting survivors of human trafficking and sexual exploitation, opting instead to increase funding for lengthy jail terms. Our research has shown that punitive measures such as lengthy incarceration and registries do little to prevent crime or protect communities. Instead,
so more evidence, my idea is better. Because again, if you permanently solve the problem, again, legally, the judge convicted the person, then they terminate their life. Well, as a wise man, Ted Nugent once said, I don't like repeat offenders, I like dead offenders. Again, through the public justice system appropriately assigned.
They perpetuate cycles of incarceration, exacerbating the very problems they are meant to address. Rather than investing in punitive measures, we should be investing in community-based solutions that address the underlying issues driving exploitation. We should instead support survivors in healing and rebuilding their lives with access to housing and funding for service providers. Given this, we respectfully urge you to oppose SB 1414. Thank you.
Thank you.
Some respectful opposition.
Shivani Nishar with Ella Baker Center in respectful opposition. I'm also registering opposition on behalf of Just Advocate, California Innocence Coalition, Uncommon Law, CURB, and Felony Murder Elimination Project.
Melanie Kim, San Francisco Public Defender's Office, respectful opposition.
Duke Cooney on behalf of ACLU California Action, respectful opposition. Thank you.
Again, these people are saying it should not be a felony to abuse a child. They're all defending child abusers.
Jim Lindbergh, Friends Committee on Legislation of California, opposed. Thank you.
And again, I'm glad they expressed their opinions publicly, because now we know, again, you can publicly protest them, or if they're elected official, you could say, hey, let's not reelect this pervert. They're evil. Again, one views of free speech is you know exactly what they're thinking and what they're standing up for, which is disgusting and mentally vacuous. And yeah, so some states, yeah, and again, now the good news is this passed, I believe, the Senate recently. I think it was a day or two ago. Let me pull up the actual statistic on that really quick. SB1414, Cali. I think it did. And it's quite concerning when there are some even SB typos usually make it a little bit hard to find it. Let's see what the actual it looks like. Articles saying how they were trying to water it down. Now it looks like it passed in May, 36-0 after being amended. So actually it was even more harsh in the beginning. Here. Which, again, this is so disgusting that people would stand up for child abusers. Paul Zupa says, quote, why would a bill that legally punishes people for trafficking children for sex affect LGBTQ people more? What are they trying to say? Sounds offensive, unquote, getting 5.8 thousand likes, which, yes, it is true, because, again, there are many, 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 many LGBTQI people who are not like that. And yet these people are saying, oh, yeah, it would affect all of them disproportionately. That sounds pretty offensive to me. I'd be irate if I was part of that community. Like, there's no, yeah. The Texas one says these people are straight up kid diddlers, getting 202 likes. Fight with memes, A+ for marketing. They responded in a meme form. I mean, when it comes to Planet of Memes, a famous commenter, it's like a 50-50 shot if there's actually a meme in the comment. Now, nevertheless, Fight with Memes says these people are psychopaths, and it's a picture of a trad man saying, quote, you can't mutilate children or dance half naked in front of them. And the trans man with the purple hair, redundant, yes, says that's literally genocide, getting 3.7 thousand likes. Let's see here. Bradder Guy says anyone who opposes this bill is evil. And it says, quote, California Bill SB 1414, introduced by Senators Shannon Grove, Anna Calabaro, and Susan Rubio. Again, I believe there's bipartisan support. Some of them are Democrat, some Republican. Aims to address and combat human trafficking by making the purchase of sex from a minor a felony. The bill proposes increased penalties from those who solicited to or purchased sex from minors, emphasizing the serious nature of the crime. A 1.7 thousand likes. Which, again, me personally, I don't think the bill goes far enough. It's just making it a felony. Again, I think it'd be great to solve the problem permanently. Again, you do have to prove it in a court, but give the judge the ability to actually assign the death penalty to those evil perpetrators. Rolling down more and more. Cargo Short Life says every time, and it's a picture of Lisa from The Simpsons giving a speech. It says, quote, the plus includes pedos. And that got 4.4 thousand likes, obviously in reference to the acronym LGBTQIA+. Now, it is horrifying that there are people just roaming around the United States who are promulgating that there should be tolerance for MAPS, which is their newest spin on pedos, where they call them minor attracted persons. Yeah, that's disgusting to say the least. Now, granted, they're all literally saying this stuff out loud. You know, again, if they're a public official, vote for someone else immediately. Maybe if they're running unopposed, primary them. Going down more and more. Wayne Dunlop says shameful coming from their leaders. It's an article saying Obama removed 500,000 pedos from background check database. And there's another article saying Biden's DOJ removed international sex trafficking of minors as an area of concern, getting 490 likes. Mike Lee, 1459, says, quote, if the LGBTQ community is affected disproportionately by a law making it a felony to purchase children for sex, then the problem is not the law, it's with the LGBTQ community. That got 3.9 thousand likes. The Rogue Political says, imagine being an adult in 2024 and fighting against a law that would make it illegal to buy children for sex slaves, getting 1.1 thousand likes. Zombo says, they just tell us that they are pedos the whole time. Listen. And I forget which dystopian movie it was, Marine Gentleman, where he would only see the aliens if he put on the glasses and also translate signs and stuff. And he's not wearing the glasses, and he says, there's a billboard that says love is love. And he puts the glasses on, he sees the reality. It says legalized pedo, getting 363 likes. Junita Broderick says child predators, getting 3.4 thousand likes. The Patriot Oasis says LGBTQ wants to normalize child pedo, getting 773 likes, which not all of them, but some of them do. Senator Shannon Grove says, thank you for sharing my bill. It really shouldn't be this hard to protect our California children, yet they want to make 16 and 17-year-olds to first prove they've been sex trafficked before charging the buyer with a felony. It's so backwards, you can't make this stuff up. Still sad, it only got 385 likes, which one was from me. Let's see here. Any contrarian statements? Proud Patriot says these people are child predators. Why the hell are we as a civilized society listening to these people? Good question. Getting 1,000 likes. So again, not a lot of contrarian statements. Now, it is quite concerning that, again, there are millions of Americans who are opposing this bill and are irate that it even exists. And let's see. It'll be interesting to see how this is going to affect the upcoming election. We haven't heard too much about this, I mean, during the Trump-Biden debates, or, will this be a big point of contention? Will it be a big topic going into the 2024 election? Again, this is right now, this particular story is about being done on a state level. I'm not sure, I speculated when we were covering the Tennessee story. I wonder if in our lifetime, will we see this on a federal level in terms of a punishment? There are also some states who do not, unfortunately, allow the death penalty as an option for the judge to ascribe to people who have been convicted of crimes. But let me know in the comments. As always, I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, giving me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.